Hey everyone, and welcome to another XDefiant video. If you clicked on this video, it's pretty much obvious what you're here for, either for tips on how to counter bunny hopping or the other stuff that I plan to explain later on. But on top of that, the bunny hopping part is usually the easiest to counter, at least until next week when it's nerfed down and probably will be more tolerable. But let's get started with that. First off, try to make it a habit to slide around corners, and on controller, this is a little more easier when you have it set to brawler. But the thing is, the people that are bunny hopping are usually just trying to get an easy headshot off you because they're usually expecting either a walking player aiming down sight or a sprinting player. When they bunny hop and start spamming it, they're mostly trying to like rearrange their weapon aim until they start landing headshots that way. And pretty much when you're sliding, it throws their whole strategy off because now they have to reposition themselves while hopping to aim a little lower, and a lot of times that can really throw people off. The second strategy is something I like to call the reverse bunny hop. So kind of like what the name entails, people that bunny hop usually just spam jump. Well, this is more or less you spam crouching. Again, this is pretty much just to throw the aim off because, again, people that are bunny hopping are usually trying to go for headshots but then finish off with body shots. Not saying to do this like as crazy as possible, because a lot of times if you do it too quickly, then you're just repositioning yourself to your starting position, and pretty much the person bunny hopping you is pretty much just going to get a kill on you regardless. More or less, once you start shooting at them and the second that you feel like they're going to shoot back, crouch. If you feel like you're taking this is like a really something you need to practice, but when you feel like you've taken enough damage or whatever, basically start standing up, and then basically just kind of get a rhythm of it, of when to be standing up straight and when to crouch, more or less just to throw the person's aim off when they're basically shooting at you. This can apply to other playstyles too, but I've noticed that it's more effective on bunny hopping. And lastly, just use equipment and factions that you think will counter bunny hopping. Again, the main strategy is it's a movement tech that right now people seem to be abusing because of the netcode and the fact that there's still no penalty for it. So what I would suggest is anything that can disrupt the flow of it. So something as simple as a flashbang, even something like an EMP, because the little animation that it does when someone gets hit, although it doesn't slow them down, seeing all the little static all over can really throw their concentration off. Or, I don't know, if you're feeling up to it, you can also just do a spider bot. But yeah, anything that can, any equipment that can really affect their bunny hopping tendency, reduce it, make it harder for them to bunny hop, is anything that would really benefit you in the long run. Next is factions, and a lot of people seem to always pick the same ones, like Phantoms because of the shields, Libertads because of the fact that they heal so quickly. But ultimately, it's a good idea to kind of mix and match, because some of the factions really do shine in certain situations. For example, DedSec. A lot of people only seem to use them for their spider bot ability, but when you actually hack, there are so many uses you can get out of this, and it's not even funny. You can either hack the shield, hack someone's health, hack the spider bot itself. It's one of the most underrated abilities out there, simply because the game's still new, and a lot of people seem to very clutch onto certain abilities, thinking that it's gonna make them pop off or something. The second you take that away from them, it always puts them in like a deer in the headlights situation. But this isn't just saying go try DedSec. I'm just saying learn to experiment and try other things. For example, the Libertad ults, funny enough, can actually I'm not saying it won't keep you alive forever, but it has the potential of out healing most ults, if anything. The only ones that are iffy are the Echelon and the Phantom ults. The cleaner ult, I don't know, it's kind of iffy because apparently if they start spraying you, it does drop your health really low, and it gives you like an extra second to shoot them. But if they start doing this thing where they kind of sway the flame back and forth kind of on you, it does more damage that way, and it will finish you off fast. But it has the potential of out healing even the cleaner's ult if you're expecting it. And also, one last little tip for those of you that are scared of the Phantom ultimate with the bubble shield. Fun fact, if you're playing Phantom yourself, the little shield does protect you from that initial blast, that little shotgun blast that they do inside their little bubble. especially if you're using the riot shield, I mean. But yeah, that should give you enough time to just run in there and just end the ult before it becomes a problem for the rest of your team. And for anyone playing cleaners, specifically using the little fire drone, basically the best use out of it that I've seen so far isn't to just use it, have it go in a straight line and engulf people in flames. What you want to do is aim for the ones that are hiding in corners and walls, because for some reason, I don't know if this was intentional, maybe it is because of how effective it is, but always aim for anyone that's going for the walls. Don't aim for it in a way like, oh, I'm gonna light this guy on fire. Aim the drone in a way where you know that it's gonna go in a straight line and collide into the wall and explode, because for some reason that's how you get the most damage out of the drone, is doing this. Is just having that thing slam into a wall, explode, and it'll just deal so much damage. And a lot of times you can get multi-kills this way. But yeah, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get to the next part, which is the most crucial one, weapon XP. From what I've seen, it seems to be tied to mostly, basically the most simplistic way I can try it is anything you do with the gun that anything involving the weapon you're using is translates to XP. Pretty much straightforward. Unfortunately, as far as I can tell, I don't think things like the multi-kill, the kill streak ones, those little medals you get don't really add much to it. It's just simply any eliminations you get, and any eliminations you get while doing an objective are usually the ways you get XP. And yeah, that's why the grind kind of feels kind of sluggish, because, well, there's so much points that go on, but unfortunately none of it translates to the weapon you're using, which I get it. It can, if the weapon grind is so fast, then people will just immediately finish all the weapons, and next thing you know, what's it called? There's nothing to grind for until the new season. But at the same time, it would really, a lot of people are committed to only one weapon. So I'm hoping they kind of address this, which I know they have. And pretty much as of me recording this video, they are having another double XP weekend tomorrow. So, that should speed things up. Which, another tip I want to add, save any tokens, anything you get from Twitch drops, which, by the way, I will be going live soon, if you want to earn one. Also, look through the Ubisoft Connect, because there are challenges there. There's core and weekly ones. There are two of them. I don't know if it's different for everyone, but the weekly one for me was just 100 kills with an assault rifle and 100,000 score overall. And completing both of those gives me 1 XP token each. I don't know the duration. It only just shows us a weapon XP, but any tokens you get, save them for double XP, because they do stack with the weekend that's coming up. So you end up getting quadruple XP. And if you do really good, you can go up by like 8 levels from one match. And lastly, weapon builds. This is probably the most controversial one, because like I said, I've been seeing so many people basically coming up to this game acting like pros and everything, and you just see the same weapons. From what I've seen, it's on a case-to-case basis. My attachments, which I'll go ahead and show a few now, because I'm already like 5. I'm almost done with all the assault rifles. I just need the ACR, and then I'm going to the light machine gun. I'm saving the submachine guns for last because of how easy they are. But yeah, pretty much the way I would describe making a weapon build is pay close attention to the weaknesses of the weapon as you're using them, not what someone else is saying, how it's working when you're using them. If you're struggling to get kills and then you realize, oh man, this gun has too much recoil, add attachments to compensate for that. What kind of recoil is it? Is it when you shoot someone, it bounces too much to the left or to the right? Add horizontal attachments to counter it. If it's bouncing too much, or if it's basically, if you need to shoot from long ways and it's like kicking up too much and you can't quite land a headshot because of the kick, add vertical attachments. Guns shooting too slow, add rapid fire. It's, that's the best way I would describe is don't go following people saying, oh, this is the meta or whatever, because pretty much a lot of people only, a lot of times, and I don't, this is probably going to be a controversial thing for me, but the people giving out these exact attachments and everything don't know what they're talking about, and a lot of times fail to include that they're probably bunny hopping, sliding all over the place, completely different playstyle that makes these guns work, and it may not apply to you in general. So again, pay close attention to how the weapon is handling when you're using it, and add attachments accordingly on, to make the best weapon for you, not what someone else is saying, but for you. And yeah, with that, we got everything covered from bunny hopping, countering, which again is, it's basically, think of it like a bandage fix. Just slide around corners where you think people are going to bunny jump. If they start, jumping on you or whatever, just kind of tag along with try to get a rhythm of crouching, just to kind of throw their aim off. They're going for your head at this point when they're jumping like that. So, try to throw them off by crouching, or, you can always bunny hop yourself. But it's something I'm not going to do because, like I said, they're going to nerf it. And I'm more of a jump shot kind of person where I just jump around a corner and shoot. I don't like to just shoot, basically jump and start jumping like crazy, because it really does throw my aim off a bit. And yeah, just use anything that can really throw them off. Like I said, they can bunny hop on you all they want, but sometimes, a flashbang to the face, or, something as simple as a, phantom shield or something will really throw them off, because now they gotta, sacrifice their movement to be able to go across whatever's in their way now. But yeah, just a little recap on everything we learned so far, especially with weapon XP. Yes, it's cool that, also, here's another thing too, and it's probably something I should have mentioned. Always play the objective, even if it doesn't get you the most XP or anything like that. At least play it, or play on it, so you can, every time you get an elimination, you at least get the bonus points for it. Even if it's something as simple as 50 or assist or anything like that, it still adds up. And until, I would say, the only time you should be going out of your way to just not playing the objective is if you're playing Hot Shot or Occupy. Those are the only two modes I can see where you can pretty much pop off and everything, and the rest of the team will benefit from it. Because if you end up playing any other mode like Domination or something like that, and the other team already captured 2 points, or if you're playing Escort, and you're picking off people, but they pick you off, and then they pick off the rest of your team, it will mess you up in the long run. So just keep in mind, don't be selfish when playing objective modes. Play around it and still try to go for high kills. Anyways, that's all I gotta say. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And yeah, like I said, I'll be going live on Twitch if any of you want to tune in for Twitch drops or anything like that. Or if you want to just, follow along with my weapon grind journey, which by the now it's at the ACR. Hopefully with the double weapon XP we got going on tomorrow, I can finish that and start trying out the other weapons. But until then, I'll be sure to leave a link in the description. And don't worry, it's not going to hack you or anything like that. It's just, think of it like a link tree or something like that. It's going to have all my socials there. Otherwise, you can just look me up on Twitch with the same name as here, just to make it as simple as possible. Again, I think I've rambled long enough. And until next time, I'll see you all later.